What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Random Ramblings. I'm Jerome.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Fat Nut Huggers.
So then I also want to mention, because I didn't mention this last week and I meant to, how I do my notes is it's not really throughout how the story goes. It's the characters we get introduced to, and then I just kind of fill out everything that character's done, just to not jumping around a bunch. So first thing I got here is Bernard and Stubbs. So Stubbs comes up to Bernard in the beginning of the episode and says that they want to make anyone who knows about the project disappear. When I first heard him say that, I was like, oh, shit, this is how we're starting the episode? I was like, oh, this is going to be intense. And it ultimately ended up going nowhere.
Right.
But I thought that was a pretty cool way to start off the episode by him being like, yo, we got to get out of here. Teresa's got a transmitter in her office. We'll go get help. And then they went right into Carl Strand.
Yeah, I was hoping they was going to go somewhere, and then that fucker shows up with a gun and says, hey, we're going to fucking Ford's house.
Yeah, whose house?
Ford's. Oh.
So what'd you think about that, Hess?
I was ready. I mean, I was ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool way.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, they do that.
I kind of forgot about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's very forgettable.
By the end of the episode, like I said, I didn't really get to rewatch it today. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, it's pretty forgettable after everything that goes on in the episode.
Well, we talked a lot about Stubbs last week.
Yeah.
So
yeah, anything with him I kind of look forward to because I'm waiting for his moment to happen.
Yeah,
I'm
hoping that wasn't his moment.
I still think it's still going to happen. But so right after that, what me and Hess have been talking about since the beginning of this season, the Room of Bernards. We finally get the reveal of the Room of Bernards. And again, like most things in the show, they tease you with it, and ultimately it's nothing. Like, it didn't really matter, other than tell them, hey, Bernard's a host.
Yeah.
Well, it revealed to them that Bernard is a host.
Yeah, but that's it.
And they think it reveals to Bernard that he's a host.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, which makes sense, but, like, I watched a video of them showing, like, Teresa, and she was like, or not Teresa.
Hale?
Hale. And she was like, like making like I knew something was wrong with you or something.
Well, yeah, she says that. She's like, I knew you had skeletons in your closet, but I didn't think it was actually you in there.
And then they show Hemsworth or Stubbs or whatever, and he's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the whole time he was in there, he's like, what the fuck is going on?
Which makes more sense because he's worked with them longer.
Yeah. Then after...
Sorry. Do you have to twist that motherfucker?
So I can't hear it.
We can.
Oh, boy.
All right. I'll have to untwist it one more time to untwist it, but I won't put it back on.
All right, we won't.
Because I can't hear it, so I had no idea.
Yeah, every fucking time.
It happened last podcast, but we just ignored it a little bit.
I couldn't do it anymore. I thought someone
bad.
Someone was fucking trying to get the ball out of the back of my head.
Here, let's just get it out of the way.
Yeah, we'll talk. Hey, blah blah blah. All right, cool.
All right. Oh Jesus. Fucking Jesus.
All right.
All right.
Hold on, everybody. It has to fall apart real quick.
Great start so far.
Yeah.
So this kind of jumps to the end of the episode, but it's still in that timeline. Bernard tells Stubbs and Hale that Peter Abernathy's control unit is in Sector 16, Zone 4, which is in the Valley Beyond. So does that mean, since Dolores had it, do you think that means Dolores was one of the bodies that drowned? Or do you think she just left it there in the water to let it be destroyed or something?
Somehow I think it's a trap.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as simple as they walk there and then his little fucking brain is just laying on the floor.
Right.
That'd be way too simple. But it makes me wonder, like, because they've already been there once. They've already been taking the bodies out.
Well, and they're draining it now.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder, like, what's going to happen when they go there again.
I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on it? I just don't know what to expect.
Yeah. I don't know either. I mean, this was before it flooded, right?
No, this is after.
after
This is after they've already taken the bodies out. Yeah.
I mean, do you think Dolores got flooded?
Do you think she died in the flood would be a better way to say that?
That might be a better way.
Well, yeah. See, I don't know.
I don't think.
I mean,
so.
I don't think she did either. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that there's no possibility that this was pre-flood.
No. No
Okay.
possibility. Because
Okay.
Carl Strand didn't show up until after the flood.
Oh yeah, this
Until
is
right on
true.
the flood
Okay.
happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with that, but I found that interesting that they're going to have to go back to the Valley Beyond, especially because now both timelines are heading to the Valley Beyond.
Everybody's headed there.
Well,
I
yeah,
might
but I'm
go
saying
there.
both timelines are now. Because before it was after the Valley Beyond.
I went
and
there
heading
last night.
I mean, the Men in Black's trying to get there. The fucking hosts are going there.
Yeah.
Now both. Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah.
It's.
So it'll all lead there. So it'll all happen around the same
I
time.
hope there's like
in that series.
hotels there, and they can like.
There's
There's
just
enough
a-
people to stay.
I hate to break it to you, it's probably just some sand, maybe some dirt,
Yeah.
and a lot of water.
Isn't that
It's like where
isn't that where like the church is or whatever? The steeple?
I don't
I
think
like
Always see
really
like a
chicken.
steeple buried in the ground?
there's a KFC on the other corner.
And now that would be pretty
Get it?
delicious.
Churches.
Gotta have mashed potatoes.
Wow. So moving on to Dolores and friends attack Delos. They killed the response team and took all their clothes. So right away, my theory last
should've
week
saw him.
was out the window
He like
about Teddy being in the future
When-
army of
Yeah.
strands.
Angela like
Yeah.
stabs that dude and takes the thing off. And he's like,
I was like-
motherfucker.
Yeah, she's,
Yeah.
I think she's fucking
Dude.
in their clothes.
I thought their vests were pretty cool. How like they would like light up and vibrate, like whenever
Yeah,
they were
that was
close
pretty
to it.
cool.
I was like, that's pretty sick. Like I've never seen that.
It was very odd seeing Teddy and them in those clothing, like shooting P90s and shit. Because we've only
was
seen them
really
have
cool.
like rifles and 6-shooters until then.
Yeah.
So it was very cool seeing that. So they kill the response team, and then Stubbs ends up like getting out of Hale because he's about to shoot fucking Abernathy. That it's a decryption key
yeah.
inside Peter Abernathy. What do you guys think his head thing does? Like his decryption key? Because they said it's a failsafe for a failsafe.
It feels like it just has all the information that they've gathered, like we
But
thought.
why would
from the
that? Why would
beginning.
that be a failsafe though? Like a failsafe in case
In
all
case-
the information gets like destroyed.
Yeah. In case Dolores destroys it all.
It makes me wonder though, like if it is that because or like if anything, why would they put their special information inside some random host instead of having it somewhere like offsite or
Well, I think
something
they do.
like that?
I think they do have it off-site, but I think this is.
This is the only way to access it. Like this is the key to it.
Yeah, like okay, it's on here. Let's bring it.
Oh, I guess
there.
that makes more sense. I was just
That's
wondering
how
why
I took it,
did
but
all
I mean,
that.
I don't, And she said,
But
What?
how do they know? Like how did what's her fucking face?
Charlotte Hill.
No, the blonde bitch.
Dolores.
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 How does she know?
How do you not remember Dolores?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
How tired are you? No, just kidding.
Yeah, like how does she know that he's the one? You know what I mean?
Well, because he's the one that they've been after this whole time. They kidnapped her. They attacked her to steal him, so she knows he's important, and she saw the code in his head from Bernard and all that shit. So she has some idea that he's important. And there's extra shit inside him.
Yeah.
Like,
Am I the only one who thought there was a lot of cheesy ass lines in this episode?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Like-
I mean,
like
by
what-
who?
Like, what do you think was cheesy?
Oh God, dude, I have to. You want me to pull it up and just watch it while we're doing this, or?
Nah,
you'd be too
honestly,
dumb.
I'd
I
rather
thought I really thought there was a lot of cheesy little lines. I was just like, I don't know. I get it, like the whole Elsie, like, if we make it out of here, I'm going back to dental school. Like, cool. Like, what?
Isn't she your favorite?
Yeah, it's surprising
my
me that you're
favorite.
upset at
Yeah.
her.
Not my favorite.
I just thought
but I just thought it was like kind of like okay, like.
I mean, that's never gonna come up again, so I don't think that's anything.
No,
to
I
dwell
know.
on.
It's just there was others too. There was a couple others, but
I remember that line.
it's the one that stuck out.
I remember that line, and I think I kind of giggled the first
Yeah.
time I heard it, but like I didn't, never gave it a second thought. You know what I mean? I did see on Reddit
Right.
they were comparing him to the elf that wants to be, comparing her to the elf that wants to be the dentist in the Rudolph.
Oh my
show.
god.
So there you go.
So Clementine
What?
dies. How did you guys feel about that?
I was very upset when Clementine died.
I was surprised, honestly, especially because
Yeah, I liked Clementine, dude. She was a badass.
She beat the fuck out of that one guy, and then grabbed
Which-
his gun, and then used him as a human shield.
yeah, and then just
so
gets killed.
is that setting us up for Teddy for Teddy to get killed? Because
mean-
Teddy's
I mean-
on a
I
whole
mean-
other level.
I mean, for all we know,
I mean-
we already do know he does die, unless that isn't his body. It could be a when they made or whatever.
Well, what's
we don't
funny
know.
is too. So like the cradle's gone. So when you die, you die.
Yeah.
Right.
And so she should
You know,
be.
she
So what's
died,
the third
technically
season
she
gonna be
died
about?
before the cradle blew up. So maybe there was some quick stuff. No, they didn't do that.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, that's what's gonna kind of suck now is because a lot of hosts died this episode.
Yeah.
So a lot of those
Wasn't a
characters
good
aren't
episode for
aren't gonna
hosts.
come back.
And how about being that fuckface who got seduced
Yeah,
and
and
who
then
destroyed the cradle?
he got blown down there, literally.
Wow.
Nice one. You need to put a little boom in there. Maybe
But-
you're the comedian.
maybe I am.
He's all excited.
We found out that theory.
You wouldn't have fell for that. I mean, everyone.
I'd let her seduce me any day. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, fuck the cradle.
Yeah,
Right.
blow me up.
Wow.
Figuratively and literally. Let's do it.
All right.
I liked her too. Though.
I would have asked for like 2 minutes of her mouth on my cock before she pulled the fucking pin. You know what I mean?
Isn't that
I did not think I was gonna hear those words tonight.
Is it?
I would have asked
No,
for.
you're waiting for Thursday. 2 minutes. So like, what do you do with that extra minute?
Yeah, what do you do with the extra minute
No.
and 30 seconds with her?
I could have made it last.
Yeah, there's no way. What was I gonna say? The
That you
I
want
like.
to get blown by her too?
She's fucking hot.
Yeah.
William didn't fall for that
Unbelievable.
He
shit.
should have. Maybe I don't. I liked her better with long hair than short hair. Although she looked.
You would
good
have
with
just
it.
shot her?
I didn't even
Yeah,
notice
she
that
did.
she.
I would have shot her when I was up top, and she was like,
'Cause she was
Yeah.
like the welcoming host, right? Who welcomed William?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and was like, pick a side.
She
white or
she
black,
literally
blah, blah, blah.
gave him the same welcome speech.
yeah.
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 Except he didn't get blown in the end.
Which I was surprised I remembered that because that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I honestly am surprised you remember that too.
Yeah.
So Dolores ends up taking
He's the comedian for sure.
Yeah.
Dolores ends up taking Abernathy's brain. She cuts her fucking dad's head open and grabs his brain, and we talked about that later on. But I do want to mention she almost killed Charlotte Hale, which we all knew wasn't going to happen because we've seen her in the future.
Correct.
But that was still a cool scene to see Charlotte Hale be scared
Now
because usually she's like the top bitch.
it was cool, and she's like, you won't even know what to do with it, and she's like, oh, I do, and she kind of looked at her like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, she does, you know. Does anyone else find it weird that like everyone in the whole place gets killed except for her and Stubbs, and they're like, then they get away? It seems like that happened.
That would be almost convenient, but I feel like because Dolores is like, oh, you're the one in charge. I feel like they killed it because like with they're her people, she's in charge, so like they kind of protect her. So I feel like the same way where she killed all her side people and like wanted to talk to him.
Oh, okay, I'll give you that.
So
one.
I think
just remember,
that, and then
like,
Stubbs made it because
like
he's security. He like knows some shit. He ended up doing stuff to get them out of there.
well,
Because I was wondering, I was like, okay, that they can't get out of here without one of them getting badly hurt or something. And then they mentioned that. And I thought
well,
it was
like
okay.
he punched Teddy in the face.
No, he punched that other dude in the face, didn't he?
No,
Because
he
Teddy was out fighting people. I thought.
No. When they first got in the room, he punches Teddy in the
Oh,
face,
okay.
and Teddy just goes.
Oh.
And I'm like, wait, you shot everybody else. Why did you not shoot him? I didn't want
Yeah.
Stubbs to die, and
Yeah.
obviously he's in the future, so I know he didn't die. But I was like, I don't know. It just reminds me of The Walking Dead, where like if you're like Rick, it takes a zombie like 5 minutes to get to you, and if you're just somebody on the show for the week,
not for,
bam.
not for too long.
Well, whatever.
Rick's leaving The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
So-
breaking news.
yeah. We're going into the cradle now, everybody. So strap on your little metal hats, and it's gonna cut your brain
Going
open.
Into the Matrix.
Yeah. Although actually, I did skip this by accident. Teddy had some really badass scenes.
Teddy
And-
was a
and that's
fucking
what we're doing.
badass. in
When
this
he
episode.
punched
Yeah,
that
he's
dude
like
in the
a
face
goddamn robot.
to death,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
It was even awesome when he just comes out and, like, they have P90s, they're hiding behind a wall, and he's shooting with 2 fucking revolvers.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, they were like, it's not
Even
like-
he did
they
really-
weren't really revolvers, they're just handguns, but
Yeah.
Later on, when they're talking to Maeve too, and he's just like mowing down people there, that was pretty goddamn cool.
yeah, he doesn't fuck around.
Yeah, I liked him before. Like he wasn't my favorite character, but I liked
he's
him.
okay. Yeah,
But now I'm like, oh, I really like him, especially because I know,
Yeah,
like,
now he's gonna
I
die.
know there's gonna be more with him. I'm still hoping that those are fake bodies, but I don't think it's gonna be.
I don't know.
'Cause
yeah,
every
I don't
time
know.
people think of something really cool to show, it's always like, no, it's the simple thing. Usually.
Yeah, usually. Yeah, nope, they just took their clothes and killed everybody.
Yeah. So now we're going really into the cradle. We get confirmed that Ford is the red ball,
Yeah.
which we all kind of figured from last week and so that, but now it's officially They said that.
I was holding out hope that wasn't the case, but
Me too. I thought he'd be like, "Oh, so I cured you," and he'd be like, "No, Bernard, that's something for you to figure out."
Yeah.
But he's like, "Yeah, you brought me in here."
he's like, "Yep."
I
God.
found Ford pretty creepy this episode, in a
He-
good way.
He was pretty creepy.
See,
I thought maybe you were talking about his.
What?
you just shit your pants on the podcast.
I didn't shit my pants.
Yes, you leaned over, and shit flew out of your ass.
No, I don't think so.
This podcast might call for a replay.
Yeah. Those might be noise canceling headphones for you.
Yeah, they're not for us.
That's good. That's good.
So we get the
Wait. Now
I forgot you were saying something because he shit his pants.
Yeah. Before I was fartly interrupted.
Maybe
so-
you're the comedian.
So, anyways, can't say that every time someone says something. I thought maybe you thought it was Ford's lines that were cheesy.
No, it wasn't Ford.
Oh, because Ford's the one was spouting off all kinds of fucking like
he's
a whole lot
poems
of
and all
shit.
kinds of shit. Like, sometimes that shit gets old to me.
So
I
I
know
think
it's-
somebody had some Shakespeare in there, I think, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, he fucking always does.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I like it. I mean,
I can see
No,
that.
yeah.
He teeters on the line of being really cool and then kind of lame with the lines.
Yeah,
But this
I guess-
episode, I thought it was like
He's
perfect.
like Psychopath.
I didn't have a problem with it, but you said cheesy, and that's what I.
Yeah,
that's-
I
No,
get
it was.
it was actually
I,
Ford.
wa- I think it was like Hale, honestly. I think it was some of Hale's lines.
Oh, I didn't
little-
catch any of that.
Yeah.
Little zingers, you know?
But we basically get the same conversation that Jim Delos had and William had, but with Ford and Bernard walking through the cradle talking about what Westworld is. I thought we had almost the same conversation that he brought up like,
yeah.
oh,
but
you're
from their
using-
perspective.
yeah,
right?
like you're using the guests, and it's not really about the hosts and all that. Except they were talking about business plan, and they were talking about like using hosts and people's minds and shit like that. But it was very similar, and I thought, especially because they were in the same exact area.
right.
So I wanted to mention that. I thought that was pretty interesting that they did that. Ford says that in the real world, his mind will degrade in a matter of days, or he will go mad like poor Jim Delos. So I thought that was interesting to write down because he says in a few days. Jim Delos lasted 30 days.
Yeah.
35, I think it was.
Possibly, yeah. So do you think he's gonna last until the finale, or do you think it'll be like just 1-2 more episodes? How long do you think Ford lasts in the?
I think he'll last through the end of the fucking season. Fuck, dude, it's only a mass, 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops?
Well, at this point, there's a week left. Remember, we talked about last week that they're a week into this, so it'd be him lasting a week.
It just depends. I don't know what his end game is. If it seems like he's in there to push Bernard to consciousness.
Kinda, yeah.
That's how I
almost
take
push
it.
Bernard to like beat
Well, he told him.
Dolores,
He told
but
him,
better.
You're free, but he's still controlling him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's like, you're free. You can do whatever you want, but I'm gonna.
But
tell
if
you
you
what to
don't do something I want you to do, I'm gonna hop in your body real quick.
See, I feel like Anthony Hopkins is gonna go crazy before the end of the season.
Yeah, I can see him glitching and doing some weird
Like,
shit.
it just
but
like-
I don't,
and
I
then
don't know
Bernard-
how that'll work.
But then
It'll be
Bernard, and I
interesting.
think Bernard's gonna have to try to take control of his mind and push him out.
Yeah,
somehow.
I feel like he has to be still in there because later on we get the line that Bernard's mind is trying to debug itself, and that's
Yeah.
in the 2 week in the future period time. So I feel like he's still kind of in there. But the fact that we didn't see Arnold after the fact there, that it makes me wonder if he's gone at that point or
I do have a
partially
question
there.
about Bernard, and maybe one of you two conspiracy hosts can tell me.
Mm-hmm.
So, did it ever matter about his scar?
As far as we know, no. I thought about that. I was like, oh, so did they really just fuck up his scar? Like they just put it on half the time?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Probably.
Or I mean, I was like, oh, maybe that's.
Dude,
I was thinking,
shows do that all the time. Shows fuck up all
But
the
it was
time.
weird because it was like
Yeah, but
perfect.
it
It was
wa-
like
it-
in the
it-
future he didn't have it, but in the every
yeah,
past scene
I don't
he
even
had
know if it was a fuck up. It's almost like a fuck you.
Like they were like fucking with us. Like, oh look, he has a scar sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean that could be true too. They could have been like, because a lot of people were saying that Arnold was coming back.
yeah, that was one of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So
I mean, I think this confirmed that there's one Bernard this whole season. No other Bernards, no Arnolds.
No.
It's just him.
Well, and then I thought I was thinking about the scar, and I thought, well, maybe that's where Anthony Hopkins entered him. And then I was like, oh no, he just went in the ball when he went back.
Yeah, well,
in.
and he has his scar too from getting shot in the head last season too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I mean, maybe that'll come up in there's only 2 episodes though, so I doubt it. But
3.
3, yeah, my bad. And yeah, I think that was
I
just
keep
kind
thinking
of.
you're drinking milk when I see you out of the corner of my eye with this big white thing, and I'm like, man, that healthy motherfucker just sucking down a cow over there.
So then my next thing I got down here is this was actually something I was read about for once. Finally, Dolores was testing Bernard.
Yeah.
Like she was doing the fidelity tests to him. Because I said that last week. I said, what if it's him? Because she had a really good relationship to him too, and she's kind of like a computer, so she has those memories constantly. She can just go back to. So once they said that, I was like, oh, cool. I was right about that.
I actually listened to our theory podcast from Thursday this morning. When I was hiking a local mountain. I was like, oh, I wonder how full of shit we are. And I hit play, and I was like, oh, he's right about that one. Oh, God, we were wrong about that one. You know, it's just funny to hear it like a week later.
I saw that was getting more views this morning, and I was like, oh, these people probably think we're fucking stupid.
Well, that's the problem with doing a theory, you know.
Yeah, but it's also fun.
A week later, you're like, oh, yeah, well, okay. New theory.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I said, so I'm
you didn't have a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a question.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what it was, though.
Going into a topic that Hess might still have a theory on, which I figured
I
figured this episode
dun,
put way more onto his theory, which I was kind of bummed about. We're going into the Man in Black and Maeve right now.
So
the Man in Black walks into not a bar, but Maeve's house.
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say that.
I knew you both did. So he walks into Maeve's house, and he's like, oh, Ford, you brought her here, blah, 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 blah. But when he did that, I was like, all right.
He's like paranoid.
Every time he walks into someone that he knows, is he going to
sense.
think that's Ford? I was getting a little sick of that.
Doesn't he want to die?
Well, he seemed like
I don't think he wants to die. I think
I don't think he does either. Because with his daughter's conversation, I totally thought, oh, he wants to die.
No, but I think he wants to die, but he doesn't want to die there. He even says, Ford, you don't want me to die here. I think he wants to go do whatever he's going to do and destroy whatever he wants. The weird thing is I almost feel like Ford and him and Dolores all want the same shit.
Kind of, yeah. Like they all
the hosts to die?
Well, even because like Dolores mentions this, which made me think that maybe Ford's still controlling her a little bit, or she has some outside knowledge or something.
I mean, he's claiming he's not.
Because Dolores says to Hale, "Your guy's like eternal life isn't gonna happen," or something like that.
Yeah.
And like Ford says something like that too. Like they did that with Jim Delos to try to get eternal life and all this stuff.
You know,
and I thought it was interesting that Dolores knew that, because where would she have got that information from? Like, where would she have learned that?
No,
unless that is what William's thing was that he showed her.
Well,
because that could be to destroy that, and that could be what they're all heading to.
How would you like to write season 3 of Westworld?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Where the fuck are we gonna go?
What the fuck is gonna? I feel
because
like, I feel like it has to be the
as
Lost
of right
World.
now. The next time when they die, they die.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be like the Lost World. Like it's like them out of the park. Don't you?
Yeah. And then they'll be
I feel like this season's gonna end with them with like Dolores and Bernard leaving and going to his real house and like looking out or whatever at the city, like how it started
show
kind
up
of.
like in Hawaii.
So does
and it'll end like with that scene or something, I feel like.
So does each world have a cradle, or was it just one?
No,
cradle?
I think that was the cradle for everywhere, I would assume.
I'm
because they only showed like Westworld. You know what I mean?
I think it only looked like Westworld. I wonder if because, but that is a good point though for how big the places are. That is interesting to think.
I think, I mean it's a hard drive. It's a what's it called? It's the fucking
it's like their
server?
cloud
server room.
Server, yeah.
It's where they put the box in fucking
in Silicon Valley.
Yeah. So
Gavin Belson's signature 3 box.
Yeah. So I think it's all the worlds. I also think that because like they're like, oh, we need a server room, a cradle. Okay.
Yeah.
Why? I don't think they would just destroy. I think they would have to destroy them all, and it would be a thing where they like set.
They have to set up to go.
So
to
not only do they make this cradle, then they make it. I don't think they made like 6 of them, but I could be wrong.
I feel like it'd almost make it not as important if it was just one. You know what I mean? Like if the other, everyone in Shogun World's still fine.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah.
I was taking the other one.
It'd make it not as important. I feel like.
Yeah.
So the Man in Black gets shot 4 times, and then
1, 2, 3, 4.
Maeve makes Lawrence remember, and then before he could shoot the Man in Black again and kill him, he gets shot by Delos, and he's dead now.
Yeah, he's a tornado.
Sizemore shows back up. He saves Maeve. They drive off, and Man in Black is hiding behind some boxes.
Okay,
what did you guys think about all of that?
First of all, it was really cool.
Yeah, that was a really, really cool. That might be my favorite scene of the episode.
I was rooting for Man in Black to die.
I was not.
I was not.
afraid he was gonna fucking die, and I was like, "Oh, you're gonna kill like my favorite character like this?"
He's not my favorite character anymore.
He's one of mine. Bernard's my favorite actually now. He's my second favorite.
I like Bernard. I still like Dolores the best, I think.
I liked her a lot more this
Really?
episode.
Like
I haven't liked her a lot this season, but this episode
she was
I liked
like,
her a lot.
"Oh, daddy, daddy," and then Hale said something, and she just turned.
Yeah, I think that was
dun,
cheesy
dun,
lines.
dun.
See, what I like about her is like this season they don't show it as much, but I just watched the first episode with Taylor of the whole series, and like going back to this when she's reacting with her dad and all that, how great of an actor she is.
Oh yeah,
which makes me like her a little more.
Well, cause she's just like
she can go from crying with her to her father to turn like I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, let's get it. The elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Is the Man in Black a host?
Still could be.
For fuck's sake.
You never know.
What about
still could be.
You know, that does remind me. I should bring up this guy's I'll put up his comment here. But he put a time code into our Theory Time
1404
podcast.
timestamp.
Oh wow, he remembers.
1404. Yeah, I saw it.
And the guy said what we said proves the Man in Black isn't host, which I feel like is true.
And then he commented again and said, "In my opinion."
Yeah, but it's also my
it's
opinion
all.
and Nick's
it's
opinion.
just a goddamn opinion.
But his opinion's my opinion. He got it from me.
That's great.
But
my opinion is my opinion. He still could technically be a fucking host.
He's the first host to grow facial hair, you think?
Well,
you never know.
Yeah, but you're not even really giving your opinion. You're just saying he could be.
What's
That's
your,
not what I'm asking.
What's your
is
proof?
He?
I'm still on he is a host wagon until I am completely proved
Okay, so
otherwise.
you're saying he is a host.
But the thing is, and Nick brought up a good point for this. You're never going to be proven that he's not a host until he either dies or they tell you he's a host and you're proven right. They're never going to say, "Oh yeah, that guy's not a host,"
right?
Because it wouldn't need to be said.
No,
Sure.
I just wanted to make it clear so you do think he's a host.
Yeah, I do.
Because when I'm
still on the train.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's what I said. I'm still on the train until I'm completely proven that he's not.
If that happens this season, I'm still saying that might ruin the show for me if the Man in Black becomes a host.
It's not going to happen. I don't.
I don't think it will either, but that would be bad for me.
But I'm glad that you're sticking to it. Because if I was, because when you say like, oh, it could be, I don't know, maybe it's like, oh, is Delores gonna die in the water? Like, oh, I don't know, maybe. Like, it just feels like you don't have a strong opinion about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Not that you need a strong opinion about everything in the goddamn show, but like.
I'm not sure how he's not dead.
Well, he looked pretty close.
He looked like he's dying.
There. I think little theory. I think his daughter's gonna show up.
Yeah, that's the
and
thing.
Give him
and
aid,
I hope she blows his fucking brains out.
But I do think he dies probably by the end of the season.
Yeah, there's no way.
I feel like next season is gonna have a pretty. Well,
aren't they
cast.
Aren't most of them going to die?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think the only person we know for sure that's dead at the end is Teddy.
Well, we're not even sure about that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it could be a different. I mean, I
doubt
Bernard
doesn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, but aren't most of them going to all die?
I don't know.
I don't think that's for sure.
I don't
know. Because we didn't see Felix or Sylvester this episode, right?
Yeah, I wondered about that. They just
split up.
Got like ditched. They went to go help Maeve.
We didn't see Felix, Sylvester, or the Maeve squad,
except for Sizemore when he showed up.
Okay, so let's get into this.
Which is weird.
So, yeah, he called
at the end of last episode.
So basically, he almost got her killed. Because here's the thing, too, about being a host.
He got her killed, and then he accidentally saved Man in Black, too.
She got shot with a submachine gun or some shit.
Yeah, 47 times.
So P90X.
She got shot with an exercise equipment. No, so she's just as. I mean, whether you're a host or a human now at this point, when you get shot, you're still close to death no matter what you are.
Yeah, there's no coming back for her.
Yeah, so
and I haven't seen any hospitals.
No, but they got those med packs lying all over the place.
Do you think at the end, because Sizemore is hiding, do you think he's gonna like patch her up and like fix her?
See, he's a writer. Is he a fucking doctor too?
Well, but they have those little if he could get one of those fucking glue gun shit that they have the future glue guns, he could sew her up with it. But who knows?
The heat gun?
Yeah, where he's gonna if he can find one of those or whatever.
I mean, maybe. I don't see Maeve dying. I was praying to God Dolores was gonna kill her.
That's my next note. Is Dolores almost kills Maeve, but she doesn't because Maeve made a promise. I was hoping
everybody made a promise.
Dolores was gonna shoot her.
Fucking Ford made a promise to Bernard. Fucking
Yeah.
Maeve made a promise to her daughter.
Man in Black made a promise to his daughter. Then he left her in the
Angela
morning.
made a promise to that guy and then blew him.
Yeah, so she fulfilled. She's the only one in the show that fulfills her promise.
Correct. No, okay. So what I'm saying, so Maeve's obsession with the Indians, or what are they called?
Ghost Nation.
Basically, almost got her killed. Got her separated from her daughter.
And then she still wants to go after her daughter.
And then obviously they're not doing so. Like
I think they're saving.
they like grab her and run away. Like, oh, we got you, honey. And
Yeah,
then,
I think we're gonna learn next episode why they're saving people
Yeah,
too.
I'm pretty excited for
because this next one.
episode.
You know what? When they first showed that, I was like, "Oh my God, it's another Shogun world. I can't take."
Me
this
too.
shit."
And then they got into, which I wrote down some stuff about that. But once they got into the trailer, I was like, "Oh, okay."
I thought it was like
okay. They sold me a
Westworld.
little bit. You mean Rajworld?
Yeah, no, Res World, like Indian Reservation
Oh,
World.
okay.
Res. You might be right because I saw like a casino in the background,
Yeah, probably.
and they were selling like
Yeah,
cartons of
when he was
cigarettes for
walking
cheaper.
through Sweetwater, it looked like a real
Mhm.
different place.
Yeah, no. I
Chief
just
Wahoo back there?
I thought, fuck, they're gonna show this guy. I don't care about this guy. I wonder what's happening with these fucking main characters. And then they start showing him like with the but it's like his perspective kind of a thing.
So
and I
it
was
might
like,
be interesting.
I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of.
I'm hoping like what you said.
I'm
I'm hoping they cut it to different things too, but we'll see. So now we're moving on to Bernard and Ford. This is after Ford implants himself
I think
into
I had
Bernard's
another
head.
point about the Man in Black, but I don't remember it, so I might go
If
back
you
to
remember
it.
it, come back to
Okay.
it. Yeah. So I thought this was pretty interesting. Ford basically like, we don't have time for any questions. Just send her away. And then Bernard's like, all right, yeah, go get us a vehicle, Elsie. So he sends her off, and then he's like, all right,
Yeah, would you
follow
leave?
me.
I mean,
she has no idea what the fuck's going on.
yeah. Are you not
She's,
telling
yeah,
me
we're gonna,
something?
we're gonna
He's
need more
like,
guns.
blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Very weird.
She just wants to go back to dental school.
Basically.
That's all.
oh, I don't blame her. I mean, would you rather get
Did
shot?
Did you guys watch the video I sent to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that one was as good as Williams, but it was interesting.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was
Yeah.
funny.
There's a bunch of them. There's like Hale. They got all kinds of
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
the other ones. So next on my list I got here is Ford has Bernard shut down the system to Westworld and basically all of the park.
So
And it seems
Just-
like he's causing the flood right there, and he's the reason the parks kind of merged. Well, I guess maybe not, though, because that's the same timeline as Maeve already went out of Shogun World. So I guess that didn't
yeah.
happen.
Well, and then I was gonna say, is that the same? Because the parks were already merging. Because
yeah, it just seemed like maybe they're merging more because the flood. I don't know. It looked like they were doing like the lady even says something on the speaker, but it looks like that's what's causing the.
Well, because what I
flooding.
was just gonna ask, but I caught myself is that how Man in Black's daughter crosses? But she crossed.
but that already
fucking-
happened,
and that's in
yeah.
this timeline. And she's
Yeah.
already, so that doesn't even make sense. So,
So
like,
I think the only thing that could have done is cause the flood
maybe.
because it was like
Yeah.
shifting Westworld stuff. So I think that's really all that did, but we'll obviously see more of that later on. Ford, which this was a really awesome scene too as well. Ford has Bernard kill a shitload of Delos soldiers, and then at some parts when they cut to, it looks like it's like actually Anthony
Yeah,
Hopkins
I
holding the
saw.
gun too.
I saw a photo, and it's like him holding the fucking gun and shooting. and I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
thought that was pretty sweet.
it was weird because he's in his head, so like
Yeah.
he's not doing it, but they're showing it. Like it's.
That's gonna get really, really weird. But I'm glad they're just
I
doing
don't
it
always
these
like that kind of
these
thing.
last couple episodes. I'm glad it's just those, and it hasn't been like the entire
Yeah.
season. So I think it'll end up being cool.
He's gonna need
For-
to get
for the
him
rest
out
of
of
the
his head.
Yeah, I wonder how it's gonna happen. I mean, he'll just degrade and go away, or he's gonna have to have someone go in there. And
I think he's gonna go cuckoo for Cocoa
What?
Puffs.
yeah, I don't. It'll be interesting how that plays out. But so, do you guys have anything else you want to say about the episode, or do you guys want to go into next on?
Fuck. I don't know. There's just so much in this episode.
There was a
there
lot.
was a lot. Here, actually, real quick, I'm gonna pull up our Twitter poll. We did a Twitter poll this week, and I asked, "What was your most shocking
Thanks to me.
moment?"
That's exactly.
Yeah, honestly, I forgot about it. And then Hess is like, "No poll from Pleeka," and I was like, "Oh, I guess I should probably do a
I
poll."
got up this morning and he's like, "Did you see I put a poll out?" And I'm like, "Hey, I only did it because Hess tweeted it."
Yeah. So yeah, what?
And then he
moment
asked me who I voted for. I was like, "I'm
What
not
moment
telling you, bitch."
shocked you more? I put Ford controlling Bernard, Maeve versus the Man in Black, Dolores versus Hale, and then I'm still shocked from Phil. 43% voted for Ford controlling Bernard, 40% voted for Maeve versus the Man in Black, 12 for Dolores versus Hale, and then 5% voted for that they were still shocked from Phil. 93 votes overall. And we got
93. That's sexy.
got a couple replies too that the guy was like, if Maeve dies, his soul dies with her, but you know he can.
Yeah, I saw that.
because no one likes Maeve.
Well, Wow.
What did you guys vote for?
I voted for Maeve and the Men in Black.
Me too.
Me too.
Oh wow, we all
I
voted the same.
wanted to vote for Phil, but I didn't want to be the only one out of 93
I
votes.
figured you were gonna vote that.
And then I'm like, I know I won't vote for that. And then it had votes. I was like, motherfucker, I should have voted for that.
That's funny. All right, so now moving on to next on Westworld season 2, episode 8. Looks like we're gonna be following the Ghost Nation leader for the entire episode. Kind of hoping it's not the whole thing, but we'll see.
I guarantee you it won't be.
But
how are you going to guarantee that?
well, he worked.
They're not going to do that.
He
They
edited
did it with
this
Shogun.
episode. Yeah, they did it with Shogun World.
I guess.
Well, that's not true. We saw a little bit of Dolores in Shogun World.
We did?
Yeah, we saw like couples. Well, that's when she upgraded Teddy. For the Shogun World's episode.
Yeah, they're not
And
just
in the
going to
beginning of
fully
Shogun World is
follow
when we
this.
find out that the Cradle was
It
destroyed.
was just so long, I thought it was the whole episode.
Yeah. But so we got here too. The Ghost Nation guy, we see him walk up and he sees Arnold's body on the floor and you see Dolores there and all that. So he's there 30 years ago for the first massacre and then he's there again for Ford's death. So he walked up and saw at the end of both massacres, which will be interesting kind of what he does with
It
that
seems like,
information.
and obviously they only give you what they want you to see,
Yeah.
but it seems like he's awake.
He
see-
even wakes up in the middle of doing surgery, kind of like how Maeve did last season.
Yeah, but it
Who are we
seems
talking about?
The leader of Ghost Nation, the only guy
Oh,
really you
okay.
see in the trailer.
I was just like, what the fuck? Okay, I got it. I'm here.
okay. So it seems like maybe the people coming to pick up his wife or his whatever, taking them and like she dies for whatever reason, and then they and then they bring her back, and like it feels like that has something to do with him waking up.
Which would be very similar to Dolores, too, in a way.
Yeah.
Because she got her dad taken away and he came back as a different person and all that. He also whispered violent ends to her, but...
Yeah, but and they, the Ghost Nation worships those people that come and get the bodies and stuff, and they make those dolls. So it'd be interesting to see, like...
Yeah, I'm very interested in the episode. I don't know how much I'm going to like it, because I didn't really like Shogun World, and that one was weird and different. But from the trailer, the more it went on, the more I was like, oh, okay, no, I'm into this.
Now, this guy is the guy that was with Logan in the beginning, in the second episode.
Yeah. The one
I
that...
don't know.
Maybe we see
it was-
some Logan.
It was him and Angela, right?
Him and Angela
that
and
went
that,
and got Logan.
yeah,
Yeah.
and brought him into that room where everybody was a host.
Well, it was funny because when we were rewatching it, he's in episode 1 of Westworld, and I was like, isn't he the leader of Ghost Nation? Because he wasn't there, and I was like, Mom's like, I don't know, and I was like, I'm pretty sure he is. But I don't remember what role he was playing. But so he's even different in season 1. Maybe we'll see him like in all his different roles.
Which is weird to now if they show him 30 years ago as an Indian.
Well, he's been switched up. Who knows? Yeah. I mean, maybe he ran off. I don't know. But it'll be weird. Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It'll be also interesting if they're just, gang raping Maeve's daughter. Because did anyone think
Wow.
that's happening?
No.
No, that didn't.
No, that didn't cross my mind at all. What the fuck?
No, exactly. And like that's what she. I mean, is that what she thinks?
Oh, okay. I thought you thought that.
No.
I was like,
No.
what the fuck goes on in your mind when you watch Westworld?
No, I don't think that. But I mean, that's worst case scenario, right?
I guess, yeah. Well, I think
Um,
Maeve is probably that thinks they're just gonna scalp her daughter.
Oh,
And kill her.
I immediately went to gang rape.
I could tell that's a bit extreme.
Yeah.
But I was a little not afraid, but I was like, oh, are we gonna see them murder a child on here? Like I was kind of hopeful. This makes it sound terrible, but kind of like, are they gonna? But and then they just kidnapped her. I was like, oh, of course, because they're saving people. We talked about that, but I was wondering for like how much she was freaking out and like they're
They're
kind
gonna
of
murder a child.
Ghost Nation is wishy-washy with
Well,
that.
I mean, Man in Black.
The
killed
man
her.
in back killed fucking her daughter, so it's Ghost Nation might. Especially when Stubbs says they only have been killing hosts.
Yeah.
Going by the information we got.
But it seems like there must be something to it where they're not. It's not just hosts. It must be something.
Yeah,
else.
I told you before. I think they know who's bad and who's
You
good.
can tell Maeve's daughter isn't awake because if you get chased by them that many times, you're not wearing that long ass dress when you have to run away.
Yeah, she's
Her little nightgown
You at least put some shorts on so you can get your fucking legs up.
How
Get those
fucking
knees.
and
confused do you
her
think she is?
shoes.
Some random girl shows up to her house and starts acting motherly to her. Runs away while her mother gets murdered, and then she's like, "What the fuck?"
And then
Her
she-
mom starts, Maeve, the person who kidnapped her, starts shooting people, and then runs over and gets kidnapped by Ghost Nation.
What if the Ghost Nation just brought her back to her regular mom?
That'd be. Oh, but she probably did. If they're not gonna, why would they?
Reunited.
Why would they? Yeah, why would they kill the mom and not kill her? That's a good point. Yeah, they probably did. They probably are gonna bring, and then Maeve's gonna show up fucking again for some dumb reason.
I heard one podcast. They were like just speculating on the spot. They're like, "What if that leader of Ghost Nation is really Maeve's husband back in the day?"
Ah,
And they were like saying all this stuff, and I was like,
that would make me like the idea.
but
of
then I
them
thought
all
to
doing
myself,
this
the
stuff.
first fucking thing they show him with his wife or daughter, and I'm like, that's out the window.
Well, but they've all had different. I mean, Dolores is a different dad now.
Yeah, but she doesn't fucking
what I
ever
thought-
talk about
I
him.
thought it was interesting. This is nothing to this episode again. When I watched the first episode,
That she talked about her mom.
and Dolores is like, "Mom, help! Dad's freaking out." Nothing happens. So, do you think she ever actually had a mom, or do you think she just has the idea of a mom?
Oh, I don't
Right,
know.
the idea.
Because her mom never comes up. I never thought about that before.
Oh,
until I
you know
watched
what?
it
They
again.
talked about that today in another. But I was thinking to myself, like maybe they just like I just didn't remember what she looked like.
Mhm.
But she was just
But
never
no,
seen.
she just screams her mom's name, and because her dad's like twitching out because he saw William's wife.
She's in there watching fucking Matlock or something. And
I just imagine her watching this and she's like, "Oh, Dolores is at it again," but nothing happened.
She's probably watching Hee Haw.
hee-haw.
But all right, so you guys got anything else you want to say about Westworld, or should we wrap up this really hot podcast?
Are you hot, big guy?
Yeah, I'm sweating, boy.
Wow. I don't know. This was a really good episode. The last two have been really good.
Yeah, there's been a lot of really good episodes this season.
It's the Cradle was cool and it didn't last very long.
Yeah, I feel like if it did last
Yeah,
longer,
definitely.
it would have been kind of lame if like every week you're back in there. And he's like, "So, Bernard, do you want to know something else about the Cradle?"
Yeah, no.
So I'm glad they wrapped it up pretty quickly. I feel like they know the good amount of length to do stuff like that. Just like I feel like that's why they're putting him in Bernard's head now instead of 4 episodes ago, is because it'd be dumb if it was that the whole season. I feel like.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I guess. I mean, do it so. Everyone's just going to the fucking flood.
To the Valley Beyond, yeah.
Pre and post flood.
Yeah.
So everyone's gonna go there. It's gonna flood and kill everybody, and then everyone's gonna go back to find the people that were flooded.
Do you think when they go there, the hatch is going to explode and it'll mess up time?
Well,
and then there'll be
there has to be something that. I mean, is that like there has to be something of significance there?
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Definitely,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
Like,
for fuck's
whole
sake.
season is pointless.
Yeah. No, like totally.
But it just makes me wonder, like, do you think, like, maybe the water covered it up, or I don't know, somehow it's hidden there, but that's where Williams, because we said this before, where Williams' building, I can't say his name now. The Man in Black's building is that he showed Dolores and all that shit before.
What if, so Bernard like did it so they could all get there. Maybe the host couldn't cross before. Maybe that was just the people. I don't know. Anyway, I guess the tiger did that.
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
make
how
sense.
they get. That's how they can get out.
That,
Or
so
something.
all the hosts go there, but then Man in Black does his thing, and maybe he's the one that flooded it.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
So then he killed them, but then Bernard feels bad because he sent them all there through Ford, and that's why he said I killed them all.
Yeah, that could be it, too.
I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely, I feel like we're not going to get really much answers
Three
next
more episodes.
It'll be episode 9 and 10 that really answer a lot of shit, I feel like. Well, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
What if they just totally leave us hanging at the end?
I mean, that'd be kind of cool if some of it was filled, like,
I don't want to
revealed,
wait.
and then we have to wait for next season to get, like, some major shit, because then at least we know, like, there's a story next season.
Yeah, I don't know. Like last season, it was I was okay with it never coming back again because it was done. Like it was over.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not going to be the case this season. I feel like they have to leave us with what's next, especially
Yeah.
because it's not like a 2-year period.
Yeah, they
and
have
shit.
to give you something.
So
I would
it'll
think.
be
I mean,
something, but I
fuck.
don't know. I'd be okay with it being, like, not fully, like, complete in the end.
They're gonna complete it, but they might leave they might start something new.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
still feel like next season is, like, Lost World. And they're just like
I could
it'll
see that.
end with, like that,
Dolores running
like I
down the
said,
streets of
Dolores
San
and
Diego.
Bernard in his house looking off into the city or something.
Yeah, something like that's how I picture it too. Like
And then we're just like, oh shit, next season they're attacking New York or Hong Kong,
and that's
depending on wherever they're at. 'cause we
I don't even know. Is that
think we
is that a
really
good show though? Them like fucking getting a job and going working 9 to 5.
know. I don't think it'll be that, but
Yeah.
it'll be
they
interesting.
become drug
Maybe
dealers.
they'll be Russian spies.
And then it becomes a show Americans.
Why would they be Russian spies?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why would they be attacking Hong Kong?
I don't know, but
Well, because that's where they're at.
Bernard just doesn't
Or
strike me as
potentially.
Russian.
South China Sea, goddammit.
Bernard doesn't strike me as Russian.
No, he could be.
He could be.
Bernard.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Well, thanks for watching Random Ramblings this week, everybody. We'll be back this Thursday for another theory time with Pleeka, where we tell you guys all kinds of theories that usually end up being wrong, and then we'll be back next Tuesday for another recap and breakdown of Westworld episodes. Yeah. See you guys then.